guys. Okay, so today I am going to take you through how I made this cheesecake. So firstly, I used the Lancewood cream cheese. So that's what you need to make your cheesecake. That's like the basic part of this whole cheesecake making. So this is me scraping off the cream cheese from the tub into my bowl that I'll be mixing together with my icing sugar, so that we make sure that it is nice and creamy and sweet to go on the cake. I actually also want to do a video on how much a cake costs, like what are the costs that go into making the cake, the cost of the ingredients and all that, so that you can also see my pricing and what I base my pricing on. So you scrape away that cream cheese because it is expensive. If you know, 1 tub of cream cheese, if you like it, you'll get it for 41 rands, which in my case I did get it on sale. It was 41 rands, but the normal price is around 49 rands or 49.99, and I make sure that I buy all the proper stuff, like stuff that I would also use if I was making a cake for myself. Okay, so the sponges, you make the sponges the day before so that you let them cool and rest and ready for icing the following day. So you also go in with your vanilla essence into your frosting, your cream cheese frosting. So this is also to make sure that it smells nice and it also tastes nice, because you want to take away the cream cheesiness, if that makes sense, from the frosting, but also keep the cream cheese. If you know, you know. So what else I also add on there is lemon. So for me, you also see in part of the video I've added lemon in there, because I like taking away the cream cheesiness but still keeping it in there. Then you go in and whisk away your cream cheese, mixing it together to form your nice and soft batter, but it's not batter, it's cream cheese. So I use my hand mixer, Optimal, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You don't necessarily have to have like your high-end stuff, but it's nice to have your high-end stuff. But this is what I have for now. Hopefully one day I will also buy my high-end luxury products. So in goes my icing sugar. So I use 4/4 cups of icing sugar. So this to me made sense and it tastes nice as well. I've made my cream cheesecake before, so this is how I know my measurements. I do eyeball a whole lot because I've made so many cakes before, but for the purpose of this video, I made sure that I measure correctly so that I can better articulate how I make my cake. So you want to sift your icing sugar just to take away all the lumps and all the granules from the sugar, because icing sugar is in actual fact sugar that has been, I want to say whisked, but it wasn't whisked. I would blend it, so I want to say that has been blended into icing sugar, which is much softer. So you want to make sure that you whisk it properly before you add it in your cream cheese. So I went in with a spoon because I noticed that the method that I was using, which is just shaking the strainer, was not very efficient. It wasn't working. It was not time efficient, and I needed something that was going to be time efficient because time is against me. Because I started decorating this cake at around 7 at night, after work, and also after just putting things away, and also making sure that my household is in proper shape before I start baking my cake. And also, as I mentioned, please make sure that you first bake your scones, or not scones, man. You first make your sponges the day before, because you want to make sure that they are cool and well rested and ready for your frosting or your icing. Otherwise, things will fall apart. Trust me, and you do not want things to fall apart. So when I make a cake, that's what I do. I first bake my sponges the day before, and then I will ice it, or I will decorate it the day after. So all of this is done after work, because I've got a 9-to-5 job, and then I've got this on the side that I've recently started. So you also have to factor all of that in, because I worked on this cake all through the night until midnight, and I was still not done. I still had finishing touches to do the following morning before I deliver. So my delivery was for Saturday, and I started working on the cake on Thursday. So that's literally 2.5 days that's required for you to bake a cake. So as I mentioned, you also add in, I also add in a bit of a lemon, just to take away from the taste of your cream cheese. Because as much as you are making a cream cheese, but also you don't really want to taste the cream cheese, or maybe it's just me, but that's the method that I personally use, and it's been tried and tested, and people like it. So yeah, then you go in again with your whisk, or in my case, my electric whisk, my Otimo electric whisk. So this is to make sure that everything is mixed well together, and you don't have any lumps, or you don't have any weird textures that you do not necessarily want on your cream cheese frosting. So whisk away your life, my darling. Whisk away. Can you see how nice it's looking? It is coming together nicely and creamy. So this is the texture that you are looking for. It must look creamy and foamy, as if it's made from clouds. Basically. So here is my cloudy looking, or cloud lookalike frosting. So my cream cheese cake is also a granadilla cake, or basically it's got granadilla filling. So what you want to do when you are ready to ice your cake, you want to make sure that it sticks on your cake board and it doesn't slide off. So you just take a pinch of your frosting, and then you put it on your board, and then so basically use this as a glue to glue on your cake or your sponge to your board, so that it doesn't slide off. So this method I saw somewhere, I can't remember where. I'm sure it's probably from this baking or cooking channels that I forever watch. So please also use this when you are making your cake. I promise you, you will not regret it. because your granadilla filling is a bit watery or runny, and it doesn't have the consistency of your cream cheese frosting, you want to sort of make like a circle in between your cream cheese frosting so that it stays nicely and it doesn't slide off the cake. And also your circle that you make sure that it's not a big circle, it's a circle that will be able to hold your runny granadilla filling. I promise you, this you will not regret doing, and it's going to be enough. You will taste your granadilla filling inside your cake, trust me. You don't want to smear the whole thing in the entire cake, otherwise it will start running from the cake, and you'll have a soggy cake that doesn't properly sit in one place. And then when you are stacking your sponges together to form your cake, make sure that all the sides, they've got your frosting. They are all nicely lathered up in your frosting, but not too lathered up. The bottom part, you can lather it up with as much frosting as you want, but the top part, just enough so that it doesn't, your granadilla frosting doesn't get soaked up by the sponge. So you see what I mean on the video. The bottom part is nicely and lathered up, the top part not so lathered up, because you will lather up the top of the sponge again. Then you just repeat the same method as you go up your stacking of your cake. So as you stack up your cake, you also just want to make sure that things are aligning. So if it doesn't align, then you can look for a sponge that will click nicely with the bottom part, to make sure that your cake is nice and straight, because no one wants a crooked cake. That annoys me so much. So as you go up, just make sure that your cake is not sliding off and loses its alignment, or it doesn't it doesn't move off basically its alignment. So just keep watching your cake and keep checking that everything is nice and straight and aligning, and if it's not straight, you can also use your frosting to make it straight. So this is me noticing that my cake is not really aligning. It is, the sponges do not match up. So this is, I know how the sponges are not I know the reason why the sponges are not aligning, because when I was preparing the sponges, I cut them into alignment, if that makes sense. I made sure that each sponge, it links nicely with the one below it or the one above it. So also when you are stacking up your sponges, make sure that you stack them up in order as how you had cut the ends. If you notice with my sponges, the ends are looking lighter because I had to go in with my knife and make sure that they are looking straight and nicely. Another thing that you cannot avoid, it is licking your fingers. I'm joking. Please try and avoid licking your fingers if you can. If you mistakenly lick your finger, please go wash your hands, because this is somebody's cake that you are making. I did go wash my hands after I'd mistakenly licked my fingers, because it's a natural instinct that if there's something on your finger and it's sweet, you go in and lick your finger. But yeah, you do a whole lot of trial and error when you are baking a cake. So that's me going to wash my hand. There's a whole lot of trial and error in making your cake. I do believe that this is art, and art takes time, and it takes a whole lot of trying things out to make sure that everything comes nicely together and it looks perfect when it's finished. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who makes a face when they are doing something, but I noticed that I make a face. Okay, so there's sticks I use to make sure that my cake is in place, and also I make sure that it's not skew. So guys, please, these cakes, they've got sticks in them, so please do not do a face cake, or what is it called, whatever it is, but putting somebody's face on the cake. Do not do that, because they 99% of the time have got sticks in there, or they've got straws in there, so you could harm somebody if you put their faces on the cake. As cute and in the moment as that sounds, it's actually quite dangerous. So please make sure you do not do that, because I promise you, especially for tall cakes, they do not stand on their own, they will slide off. So we secure the cake using sticks or straws. So in my case, I use sticks because I bought this big packet of sticks to make sure that I secure my cakes with them. So I'm trying to not fast forward the process, because I want you guys to see the entire process that goes into making a cake, and also the time that one takes, or rather that I take, to make my cakes. So I'm trying not to fast forward anything. So if this video is quite lengthy, I apologize. The process is quite lengthy. So I also use a stencil to measure how straight my cake is, or rather to make sure that my cake is straight before I go in with my sticks. So another thing that you need to make sure is that your sticks do not stick out of the cake, because that's not appealing. You want to make sure that your cakes are buried inside the cake, but they secure the cake nicely. So I cut my sticks, I measure my sticks, I do a whole lot of eyeballing. So you'll see that there's a whole lot of trying the stick in and then taking it out, and that's quite lengthy. What you could do is just measure the cake just that I misplaced my ruler, because I do use a ruler when I'm doing this process to make sure that I measure my cake and I measure my stick to make sure that my sticks are a bit shorter than the cake so that they can be buried inside the cake. So I'm using this rectangular stencil because of the straightness that it has. You want to lay it flat on your cake board and make sure that it sits or it stands straight right up, so that you can move your cake into position before you put your stick in, and make sure that the cake is nice and straight, because again, we do not want a skewed cake because that will not be appealing to the eye. And if you are like me who notices small details, you will notice if a cake is not straight, and that will bother you for the rest of your life, and it will haunt you when you are sleeping like me. So please make sure that the cake is straight. You're watching the number of sticks, and you're also counting the number of sticks that go inside a cake to make sure that it sits or it stands straight, so that even if the thought crosses your mind to put somebody's face on a cake, you do not do it. You think and you remember the number of sticks that can go inside a cake to make sure that it stands upright and it's straight. So you will notice that I did mention that it's better to measure the sticks and the cake together, so that you don't have to do the whole taking out and putting back in the sticks, because that does take a bit of time. So at this point, you will just keep turning your cake and keep icing the cake to perfection, to what you would like to have the cake come out looking like, basically. And just make sure you keep checking for any holes or any imperfections or any misalignments on the cake stall, because it can slightly move as you are turning it. It moves because of the movement. So just keep turning and keep icing. So we're almost done with the icing or the decorations of the cake. So basically we're done with the icing. Now it's decorating time. So I use coconut as well to garnish the cake and just to make it look pretty. and also hide the bald spots that you see on here, and they're quite evident on the camera, more evident than they are in real life. But this is also a semi-naked cake, because when you use cream cheese, your icing or your frosting is not, the coverage of it is not as much as your coverage would be if you were using a normal frosting like buttercream or cream, because cream cheese is a little bit lighter than buttercream. So just keep that in mind. And also when your client, or even if you're making for somebody that is not going to pay you, just make sure you make mention of this, that it will be a bit of a naked cake basically. So there we go again, struggling with the garnish, the coconut garnish. So we'll notice a whole lot of trial and error again. As I did mention, it is a process and it's art, so it takes time. But eventually I do get it right, and I find a much more effective and efficient way of garnishing this cake with this coconut. So just be a bit patient, and be patient with yourself as well. And if you see that it's not going the way you would like, just start again. So part of my garnish, it's these pearls that I've used. I've used small pearls and I've used medium pearls, and also I'm using fresh flowers. So just make sure you also factor that in, that fresh flowers are not cheap, and also the pearls, they are also not cheap. So when you're doing all your calculations, just make sure that all of these are factored in your pricing. If you feel that your flowers are not sticking on properly on the cake, you can also use toothpicks to help them stick on much more better on the cake. So what you do is you stick the toothpick up the flower stem, and then you stick the toothpick with the flower stem into the cake. So that also works. But with these flowers, because they were fresh, the stems were also quite fresh and steady, so they were able to stick on the cake quite nicely without me having to manipulate them with the toothpick. done with putting on the flowers, I am now going in with the pearls, the small pearls. As I mentioned earlier on, I used big and small pearls. So you will see how I put on the big pearls on the cake just to make it look nice and have a bit of action going on the cake. So everything that you see on the cake is edible besides the flowers. So I'm going in with this gold leaf just to decorate and put a bit of color on the cake, because as you can see, it's very neutral. So I wanted just a pop of color, so I decided to use this gold leaf. And it's also edible again. You can eat it, ladies and gentlemen. You can eat it. So please do not be scared that I am poisoning my poor customer. No, I'm not. Trust me, you can eat it. I've eaten it before and I'm still here. I'm alive. Is the cake. It is all done. We'll see it in better lighting tomorrow. The time now is midnight. I'm going to sleep and rest. So tomorrow we'll do the finishing touches and get ready for delivery. But this is where we end off for today. Good night. Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Tembi and this is my channel. So this is the morning after the night where I was baking that cake. Yo guys, I'm tired. I finished baking the cake at midnight and my husband is back home, so he waited for me to finish, kept me company whilst I was finishing the cake. We woke up earlier. Oh sorry, I haven't even opened the curtains yet. We woke up earlier. We took a shower and he's busy making us breakfast and cleaning my mess. One thing about my husband, he will wake up and he will clean especially after like I was busy. It will help me all of that. It will help me with all of that. Guys, I broke a nail last night. I'm so annoyed. My nails were doing so well, so I broke it. So he's making us breakfast. He was away for the entire week. I'm so annoyed at myself. Why am I yawning so much? He was away for the entire week. He was in Joburg, so I was left home with my son and our cat. So yeah, he's back now. I'm so happy. It was such a hectic week. OMG. But he's back now. Where did I leave off the last vlog? Oh yes, I had finished. What did I do? I had finished cleaning. No, it wasn't the cleaning vlog. Oh no, it was I'd left off and I was on leave, so I've been back at work. I had so much to do this week. I had to submit my research proposal. I did mention briefly that I'm studying this year. I'm doing my research. I'm doing my master's. So I'm doing purely research on my master's. So I have to submit my proposal this week. The last week I was actually supposed to submit on Saturday last week. I ended up submitting on Monday. No, I ended up submitting on Tuesday morning, like around 4 in the morning, because I underestimated the work. It was so much work. It was so much work. So I ended up submitting late, but I did write my supervisor an email to say that I will be submitting late. I apologized. So he's even, guys, 7,000 and some odd, close to 8,000 words. This man, he only took a few hours because I submitted in the morning of Tuesday. He sent me back the review during the day on Tuesday. And I'm like, Aibo, why are you not even giving me a few hours? Like, why are you not giving me like a day at least? So I'm gonna do that this weekend. I'm gonna do my revision, and then I need to send it back to him. But I just wanted to get on here, so I'll start a new vlog showing all of that. But I just wanted to say hello to you guys so that you just don't see me baking, not saying anything. I just wanted to say hello. I finished my cake order. I was making a cream cheese cake with granadilla filling, like a pinch of granadilla filling, and I garnished it with coconut and pearls, as you saw. But yeah, guys, if you are new to this channel, welcome. I hope you stay. I hope you like it here and you stay. And if you do like it, please subscribe, please like our videos, and please share the videos so that we can grow my channel. So I'm gonna get up. I've already showered, like I mentioned, but I haven't moisturized my face because I want to put on my mask, and then I want I wanna prepare for the order, for the ladies order, like just get it nicely, finishing touches, and put it in the delivery box that I use to deliver my cakes. I want to start branding my stuff. I want to start branding my cakes, like my delivery boxes and all that. So I think I need to focus on that. This order was my biggest, okay, not biggest, but it was the highest paid order. For that cake, I charged 1,100. I'm gonna stop discounting my work because I actually put in quite a lot of work, like making the sponges and all that. I have to make them the day before. I have to let them cool. I have to prepare the sponges. I have, like, there's a whole lot that goes on. So I am going to stop discounting now, especially after I've done like the calculations. I did like rough calculations of how much I spent for this cake. 1,500 would have been fine, but at least I've made it above 1,000 rands. Like I was scared at first to make my cakes above 1,000 rands. But for cream cheese, and this is purely cream cheese, I did not mix it with buttercream. I did not. It's just cream cheese. It's a cream cheese cake. And I used, I want to say, 2 types of cream cheese. And if you know cream cheese, that's small. And I use like proper stuff. I use stuff that I would eat as well, or stuff that I would use for myself. So I make sure that I buy like proper stuff. Suit, and I got the tab. It was on sale. It's normally 49 rands. I got it for 41 rands at Spar. So I am going to start charging accordingly and not discounting my work, because even if it's, you want to call it blowing your own horn or what, but I make delicious cakes. One thing about my cakes, they are delicious, they are beautiful. There's love and passion that is put in making the cake. So it's right for me to charge accordingly. But yeah, guys, let me get up. I wanna mask. I'm not happy with my skincare. Hey, I'm really not happy. I did mention this in the previous video. I am not happy still. But I feel like I'm gonna focus more once I get my research proposal approved, and then I can officially start on my research paper. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave it here. I think I'm gonna leave it here. But thank you for watching. Thank you guys to my day one supporters. Thank you so much. There's people who have been watching my videos since the first video. I truly appreciate that. I truly appreciate the support, guys. It really does not go unnoticed. I wish my day ones were here so I can say thank you properly, and I can maybe even bake you a cupcake just to say thank you, and so you can also taste and attest to what I'm saying, that I make darn good cakes. But yeah, please do the right thing. Subscribe, like, share the video, and you can also leave a comment. If you want to see more of my baking videos, let me know. If you want to see any of the stuff that you know that I can do with my hands, if you want to watch videos of me doing that, let me know. You can also make suggestions of what you would like to see next. Bye guys, thank you so much. See you on the next one.